Most of us walk through life assuming the space behind our eyes is perfectly private. We treat the mind as a secure vault, the one place where our identity is locked away, protected from any outside influence. But that sense of security ignores a physical reality. Every thought you possess and every memory you hold depends on just a few pounds of vulnerable, interconnected biological tissue. In the 20th century, the focus of brain research shifted. Scientists and governments moved beyond trying to simply map the brain's structure. They began looking for ways to actively modify its output. Research that began in public hospitals soon disappeared into classified folders. Intelligence agencies launched covert operations with a specific objective: to find the physical access points required to change human behavior. Successfully rewriting a mind requires accessing the specific biological mechanisms that define our reality, beginning with the way the brain generates our most basic feelings. The first breakthrough occurred during early neurosurgery experiments involving direct electrical stimulation. Surgeons found that by touching specific areas of the exposed cortex, they could bypass a patient's actual environment entirely. Patients lying on the operating table would suddenly experience surges of laughter, fits of weeping, or overwhelming terror. These reactions weren't responses to anything happening in the room. They were the direct result of a physical current. Researchers realized that complex human emotions could be artificially triggered from the outside. A feeling of joy or panic wasn't necessarily a reflection of a person's soul. It was an electrical signal. This data suggests that our feelings are biological byproducts. The line between personality and biology suddenly became dangerously thin. During the Cold War, the focus turned toward memory. To test the mind's stability, subjects were placed in total sensory isolation, silent, featureless rooms where they lost all sense of light, sound, and the passage of time. Once the subject was disoriented, researchers used repetitive audio conditioning. By playing specific phrases and frequencies for days on end, often while the subject slept, they attempted to plant thoughts directly into the subconscious. Later experiments moved toward rewriting personal history. Subjects were repeatedly shown altered photographs from their own childhoods, depicting accidents and family events that never actually happened. Over time, many began remembering events that never happened. They described the smells, sounds, and emotions of these fake memories, fully convinced they were reciting their own lived history. The human brain is remarkably indifferent to a memory's origin. Once a narrative is accepted by the tissue, the biological record of a fabrication becomes indistinguishable from a real experience. Researchers also began questioning the unity of the human mind by studying split brain patients, individuals whose brain hemispheres were surgically disconnected and could no longer communicate. In these patients, the two halves of the brain began to act as independent agents. One side could verbally answer a question, while the other side used the patient's hand to physically point to a different, conflicting answer. The data revealed two distinct minds operating within a single body, each processing different information and making separate decisions without the other side's knowledge. These studies indicate that our sense of being a single, unified individual is a fragile construct. When the physical connections between hemispheres are severed, the person effectively becomes two coexisting consciousnesses. Modern neurological mapping has taken these discoveries even further. We can now watch the biological process of a thought as it forms in real time. By monitoring the activity in these internal structures, scientists can track the exact electrical signals that precede a human action. Scientists could predict choices seconds before people became aware of making them. This suggests that choice might be a lagging indicator. Your biology makes the decision in the background, and your conscious mind is simply informed of the result a few moments later. The theories developed in mid-century laboratories are now clinical realities. The ability to insert memories and influence emotional states is no longer a matter of science fiction, but a matter of understanding the right biological inputs. The same biology that created civilization relies on its environment for information. Because the brain is designed to adapt to the signals it receives, it remains inherently susceptible to modification from the outside. If your memories are fabricated and choices made before you feel them, then who are you when your thoughts aren't your own?